All right, welcome everyone to Entrepreneur Speak with Tomeka James. I am excited to be interviewing Miss Gigi of Elusive Herbs, and we are going to have a great conversation today. So I'm super excited about this interview. So as you guys come in, I want you to know that if there are any questions that you have while we are conducting this interview, I want you guys. So interviews are amazing because we get to find out about the entrepreneurs and we get to find out about their business and why they exist, what's going on with them, and why the heck did they start anyway, and who do they serve. So hello, Gigi. Welcome. How are
I'm
you?
fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. You over there looking all beautiful and vibrant. Look at
Thank you.
there.
Thank
Oh my
you.
gosh.
Love the
Great
colors.
vibes. Let's do this interview. So I had a chance to put my graphic on the screen. You know, everything happens for a reason. Everything.
Definitely.
So let's hop in. So you are, your handle is Elusive Herbs.
Yes.
Ooh. All right, listen. Let's tell everyone about yourself. I really like when I interview someone for them to tell everyone what they want people to know, because it's easier for you to just express it. So
Sure.
let's do it. And you guys are watching Entrepreneurs Speak with Tomeka James, and this interview will be located here as well as on our podcast on YouTube. All right, let's go. Who are you? Who the heck are you?
I am Gigi. My real name is Glenis, but I go by Gigi. I am a wellness coach. I just started my own business this past year. And the reason why I started it is because I was, not to get dark, but I was traumatized the majority of my life as a child, sexually, physically, emotionally, in many different ways. And it was very difficult to get out of it, out of all of that psychological warfare, basically. So as I got older, I started doing many things, trying to heal, trying to figure out, what to do, how to do it. And I came up with my own solution, and I was able to heal myself from all of my past traumas and all of the things that I thought people did to me. However, I was blessed enough to figure out that it was done for me to become this person that I am and to be able to serve, because I know I am not here just to be a physical being, just for this alone. So I knew I was meant to serve the community, serve people in a greater stance than just a one-on-one thing. So I started a online course to help people turn their traumas into triumphs. And I'm now creating a course for wellness because I've been teaching senior citizens, and I love it. I
Wait,
I
okay.
love it.
All right. So prior to us arriving here, you had to tell me more about yourself. And I saw that and I said, I can't wait to ask her, how did she jump into the space of serving the seniors? Tell us about it.
So I was a Zumba instructor for a couple of about 2 years, and I was teaching them Zumba. When I decided to start my own company, I let them know, look, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I have to, spread my wings. I have to, promote my company and go out there all the way. And they were kind of upset. They did not want to let me go. So I worked with Gwinnett County. I live here in Georgia. So I worked with Gwinnett County, and I was able to become a vendor. And now I teach wellness to seniors.
Oh, that's another, it happened for you,
Oh,
right? Like
definitely.
you ended up over there
Definitely.
and then, wow. So was there someone that connected you with the right person to make all of that happen?
Well, the person that introduced me that I was doing Zumba with, he still works. His company still works with Gwinnett County doing fitness and things like that. And then when I spoke, when I let them know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be coming back. They was like, excuse me, what do you mean? So it was I think the combination of the person who connected me at the beginning, and then of course my spirit.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you do serve the seniors. Are they your only avatar, or who else are you serving right now?
I do serve actually children and adults. Um,
Um,
Really, I don't have a specific, as of yet, for the business, I don't have a specific audience because wellness can be for everybody. Like one of my clients is a teenager, she's 17. Another client is 35, another one 40, another one 70. We all need wellness. We all need wellness. I
yeah,
think,
sure.
no matter what age, if especially for me, I feel like 17 and above usually is a great age because 17-year-olds, if you get them there at that time to start their life with a great foundation, they won't have to figure this out when they're in their 40s or in their 30s.
That might be a tagline. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm a coach, so you already probably knew what was going to happen here. But you just said it. And come back and watch exactly what you said. You may need to use that. Because the 17-year-old, you said it so comfortably, it might be the sweet spot. You said they're literally changing and morphing into the adult. And
Yeah.
it's like the sweet spot where you can get them and really serve as much as you really
Oh,
want to. Yeah,
when
it
I
might
when
be. I
it
don't
is
know.
great. It is. I've been looking at schools also to start teaching in schools, after school programs for teenagers. So that's what I'm doing this year.
All right, listen, if anyone out there is listening, there is a 6 degrees of separation thing that I talk about all the time. You may be watching this and you may be able to make the connection and talk to someone who needs to hear it and connect her, okay? So when you say wellness and you say trauma, how do you bring the two together in your business? I want people to really know, what does that mean and where does it sit?
So most people, when they're attempting to get well, usually something is stopping them. And it's not like just one little thought. It's not something small. Usually it's something major. And the majority of the time, it comes from your childhood.
Okay, so when you say
Hmm.
well could mean I'm sick. My
That's
body
more
feels bad,
health.
or it could be. So what does getting well really mean for you?
So health is more of like an illness, being sick. Well is being mentally, physically, emotionally, socially well, not feeling down, not wanting to go out, wanting to move, wanting to smile with people, not constantly being in your mind where everything you're thinking of is all in your mind and you don't socialize with anyone. You're not, going out, moving. Your work is being affected. Your relationships are being affected. Many times, usually I do the trauma with the wellness on a one-on-one basis. I don't
Hmm.
do that for groups. For groups, I just do wellness. One-on-ones, I tend to help them if they need it. And that's usually through conversation, seeing where they're stuck at. And then I can see that it's usually something possibly from their childhood. And then we start to kind of dig in and dig
So
deep and peel the layers.
what are most people stuck at? I know that there's probably a consistent thing that you hear from the majority of the people you're serving. So what is that you consistently hear?
Parent issues.
Okay.
That's the most I hear is people have issues with their parents, and they just don't know how to get over it because now they've created this identity based on what they have gone through. So I can tell you for myself, because I was at the time, I was a victim of rape and molestation, I identified with that. So I was not a survivor. I wasn't a warrior. I was a victim until I saw it, that I was not a victim, that it happened for me. then I was able to, grow within myself and become that true person that I was supposed to be, because it was blocking me. Like, everybody always saw me, and there was like, I always had the light. There was something just that couldn't get me all the way free. Like, I felt like I was in bondage, but inside, like I was, they say mentally enslaved. Yes, I was definitely mentally enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
What definitely was. So it happens a lot of times, and we don't always see it because that's how we tended to be from such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And many of us identify with that person. So you don't really see that that's something wrong. So if you've ever heard somebody say, I'm just like that, I've always been that way. But does it work for you? Does that, being that way, does it really work for you? So I was the one that, realized that it was really difficult to get through. And I went through all these different steps. So it was doing mental work. It was doing physical work. It was doing emotional work, psychological, behavioral, definitely. Social, because I wasn't speaking to people. My throat chakra was blocked completely. I spoke to people, but not intimately.
So give us some tips on how to get out of this space. And good afternoon, Official King, and everyone else that's here. Thank you all for joining. So give us a few tips. Give the people something that they could use that you normally help someone with. Like share a little bit of your secret sauce right now.
Mindset. The mindset shift is one of the biggest things. You can do all the work externally, but until you actually choose to do the work internally, it's never going to work for you, because our essence, our true essence, is inside. So that's why the movement is called inner G movement instead of energy. Energy is outward. It's energy from the inside, and your inner greatness, your inner God. So you want to take time on yourself. Most of us, especially women, we tend to take care of everyone and everything except ourselves. Take time for yourself before you pick up your phone, before you talk to anyone. Take time and be grateful. Be mindful. Be appreciative of every single part of yourself. We tend to want to look at the future of who we're going to be, but we don't value who we are at this moment. Value who you are right now, and everything you have and everything you will be.
How do you value yourself? So you just told us what to do, but exactly how do you really take time for yourself?
So I do
and value yourself.
I can tell you how I do it. So I wake up in the morning, I pick up this phone, but not for social media, more for YouTube. I go and do meditations. I do a good 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the day. I'm very mindful. I write down my intentions for the day. I am very, very intentional when I leave my house. I pray for everyone that I am going to encounter, and that everything that I'm going to do is going to be positive. No matter what comes at me, it's going to be positive. Each time I come home, I cleanse myself. I take a moment, just even if it's 2 minutes, I just take a moment to myself and I clear my energy. Very big into sage and Palo Santo to clear negative and introduce positive vibrations. And then I do what's called block schedules, so that I am intentional with every single part of my life. I don't speak to anyone. I try my hardest not to speak to people that are negative. And once I hear some negativity, I usually tend to leave really quick.
Out of here.
Yeah, depending who they are, I will tell them, like, I'm sorry, but I do not want to hear this type of conversation, because my psyche, my soul, the molecular cells in my body do not want to hear that. So It's being mindful of everything you put in your body, not just food. So food is an extremely big component, but that's not the only thing you have to be aware of. The mental part, when you're listening to something, that's going into your subconscious. So if you're watching fights and things like that all day long, that's in your subconscious. What you eat, what you watch, all of those things they resonate in us in one way or another. So you have to choose negative or positive, which one you want. So if you want to do a real change, you first of all have to choose that you want to change. That's the number one thing. Because
I agree.
you can
Everything
say
is a
it.
choice.
Yeah, you can say it all you want.
People think so many things are just happening to you. Like we already discussed that things are happening for you. But we have choices all day from the moment we wake up, wherever we go. And there are things that are happening, but we still have choices.
We do. We do. And most people tend to fixate on the external, on people, places, and things, because they're deflecting from their self. So if you see yourself constantly, either talking about people or worried about other people's lives more than your own, or you are workaholic. A lot of people who are traumatized are workaholics. They put all of their attention into a job or a career because they don't want to focus on their own self. So it happens a lot of different ways. So the person, I would say, change does not happen until you are ready, and until you make the conscious choice that you no longer want the life that you've been living and you want the life that you've been dreaming of. Not that simple, but it is. It's like it seems simple, but it's really just all within our minds. And to learn something the first time new, it only takes one part of your brain, but to unlearn something and relearn takes two parts of your brain. So it is a little bit more difficult. That's why us as adults, it's harder for us to learn things versus a child, because at their age, their brain is in an alpha state and ours is not. Okay. So it takes two parts of our brains to be able to unlearn what we've known for so long and now learn something new to be able to change from that. So
yeah,
did that help?
It does, absolutely. And I hope it's helping everyone that's listening as well. Now, you mentioned the sage, right?
Yes.
Is there a special way that you use sage? Because I see people doing, some movement. Is there a special movement with this sage, or do you just burn it? Like, what? Tell us about the sage.
So sage here it goes. So what we do.
And isn't like the bigger the sage, the better? Like, it's supposed to be a certain size. Like, help us out.
The bigger one lasts longer and it doesn't burn truly quickly. So it usually will just burn on the top, so you don't have to put it out. It will burn out on its own. Let me see. Do I have Palo Santo? I will grab you some Palo Santo. But the way people do it, usually the swirl, it's only so that it stays lit. And you swirl it around, and most people will swirl it around their head, their crown, and then they make sure that they do the entire body from crown to toe.
Okay, now you're telling us about the body, but I see people walking around doing it in the house.
Yes.
So is there a difference in using sage over your body and in the house? Like,
yes. I also do, especially if I feel someone's energy that maybe came in the house that felt a little negative. I will go around the house and I'll sage my house.
Wait a minute. When are you burning this? Are they still there, or you wait till they leave?
No, I wait till they leave.
Because wait a minute, I was getting ready to say, so if many of us walk into a house and somebody turns the sage on, it's a problem.
Well, I do that sometimes because a lot of times people walk into your house, not necessarily their energy, but they can walk in with someone else's negative energy on them. So I may end up cleansing them.
Yikes.
Or if they were feeling bad, let's say someone came in and their energy was just, a little low, I'll make sure I cleanse them, make sure they remove that negative energy, and then I introduce positive energy into them. So I am very spiritual. So that's, you know, a part of my learnings.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I know you say you have a program. I don't know if you have a portion of it where you teach people exactly how to do the sage. I hope if you don't have that in the program, please put it in there so people can understand.
I guess
You use the sage like this, and because of this, and because I think it's a thing.
It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. My mom thought it was witchcraft. So.
You know, it is what it is. Everybody
the old school, you know, old school ways. If it's not traditional, they just, you know, tend to throw something at it because it's unknown to them. So I explained.
So how did you handle that because of where you are, who you are, and your mom thinking this, and I'm sure maybe some other folks in the family. I don't know. So how did you deal with that?
Well, I've always been the black sheep, so it never really mattered to me. But I did explain it to her so that she would actually understand, you know, exactly what it is. Because I didn't want her to, you know, just be like, what is this, you know? And I don't want her to tell anyone else that either, you know?
Right.
I don't want her to tell somebody else like, oh, that's some witchcraft. So I didn't want her to think that. So I wanted to make sure she understood, look, this is sage. This is actually an herb. It's a dried herb, Mom. It's okay. It's nothing's wrong with it. So she understood, and then she still didn't let me burn it in her house, but
okay. It's all good.
But
well,
she accepted it.
It's all right. So I'm glad that you clarified that for her. So you create programs, you create plans for the people that you work with.
Yes.
What does a plan look like? And, you know, if someone is working with you, what are they going to actually get?
So the plan is actually customized for each person. So it's not one size fits all. So depending on each person, some people may be very strong in certain areas of their life and may be a little bit weaker in other areas, where those would be the areas that we would put more focus on first. And then we will make sure we go back to the other areas and make sure those are built up so that all the areas are balanced. So we usually start with one area. So depending on, you know, what area the person needs. So let's say, for instance, it's movement, physical movement. Your biggest problem is you can't get to the gym. You don't know how to start. You want to do this, but you don't know how to. So we will start the program each week with first starting with movement. And it's usually a mindset, because it's not always the body, but it's usually the mind. So if we can get the mind to understand movement is not bad. Like exercise is not bad for you. It is the complete opposite. It is one of the cheapest medicines that you could ever give yourself. Like, it is the cheapest thing you could ever do for your health. And most people look at it as a chore, as something hard, difficult. What I do is I usually tend to work with the mind to get them to understand that it's not hard, that it's not difficult, that it is actually a privilege to be able to move, to be able to walk, to be able to work out. It's a privilege because not everyone can do it. So, you know, and then each area that they have difficulty in, then we would go through each area as needed. The customer, the client, is the one who chooses the plan. So I only guide and I direct, but the goal is for the client to become whoever they want to be, and I just give them the roadmap on how to get there. Okay, beautiful.
How long do they normally work with you?
That's everyone's different. Yeah, that's a one-on-one thing. It's so, because some people, it takes them longer to just get the mindset changed before we can even change a behavior. It takes a lot of time to change the mindset. Think about it. If you've been thinking the same way for 40 years, I can't change your mind in a week, you know? It's going to
Yeah.
take us some time to work through all of the feelings, all of the emotions, the attachments. We emotionally attach ourselves to an experience, and then we tend to ruminate it and keep reliving it. And then our body, unfortunately, thinks that it's happening over and over again. So the body,
Power of the conscious mind.
the body doesn't know the difference between a memory or an actual act. So the mind is constantly thinking, oh my God, this thing keeps happening to me. So now your body and your mind and your soul are all stressed out.
Yeah, they're reacting to what it believes is happening. So tell us about some success stories, some of the people that you've worked with, and when you work with them, you began to see these changes. And what are some of the success? Yes.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see people, especially when you first start with them, that their mood is very low. Their mindset is very limited because they feel like they can't do many things. So it is, it's beautiful.
Think of one of your people.
It's beautiful.
Think of one.
I
Put
have
one
one.
person
I
in
have
front
one.
of you
I have
and
one.
tell us
Perfect.
about their changes. Think of one of your people and tell us about the changes you remember vividly seeing.
I can definitely say one of my clients, she was overweight, unhappy in her marriage, unhappy in her life. She didn't work out, and she was dealing with a death. So she was mourning a death of a family member. I worked with her for, I think it was about 2 to 3 months. 3 months before I started seeing an actual change in her. And the change was amazing. It was phenomenal. So she lost about 40 pounds. She's still working on it, but she lost, like a complete belly, like a whole child. Like it was amazing when you see the difference. She has great relationships with her children now. She has divorced her husband because he was not benefiting her. So he was a major factor of why she was feeling the way she was. She has forgiven him for all of the things that he's done to her, because now she knows it wasn't done to her, it was done for her. Her finances are really great. She started a business because that was the thing. She wasn't able to start a business because she was so into herself, in her mind. She didn't even know where to go, like what to do. She just kept ruminating on her past. Her daughter, she has a fantastic relationship with her daughter because both of them actually were clients. So they both benefited from it. Now her other children are benefiting from it because she's no longer angry, miserable, upset, short-tempered. They would say something or do something and she would just cut them with the tongue, She was very quick with getting angry with them. She's not like that anymore. She's not. So it's beautiful to see. And then when what was even more beautiful is that she didn't think she could do it. And now that she sees herself, now she knows she can do it because she overcame all of the things that she was going through. So it's really, especially for me, because that was like my childhood dream, was to help someone else out of pain. So to see someone just change their life in a completely different way, it's very humbling and joyful. And I know I'm doing what God meant for me to do. I know I'm on my right path. I know I'm doing my purpose. And this is what I was meant to do all of those years that I've been searching from, I don't know how many different jobs that I did.
Yes.
And you're never too old. Let me let people know you're never too old to change. I'm 48 years old. I will be 49 And last year I became a wellness coach. First time, completely changed from everything I've ever done. You are never too old to change. You can always, as long as you have life, you can make the life you want.
Yes. I love it. I'm so glad that you found your thing. And, especially you're saying at 40, you said 48, like,
48.
it's like, through most of your life, and just to see the vibrancy that you have, and, the smile that you have as you speak about the people you've been helping and the work that
Oh,
you do,
yeah.
it's such a beautiful thing to arrive to.
It is.
So I'm excited for you, and
Thank
I'm
you
so
so
glad.
much.
Yeah, I'm glad you found this thing, and I'm glad that you're out here helping people and making it your mission. So I'm excited, and I identify with what you're saying, as I'm a life and business coach, and I help with business.
Yeah.
But there's this part of a lot of people that has to be broken through before they really get to really continuously building and continuously building a business, because
Yeah.
there are some things that need to be removed and worked through before they get to that other position. So I totally identify, and it was just beautiful listening to your story, and I'm glad that you shared it with us. And there's a part of me that's feeling like, me as a coach, even though I'm interviewing you, there's some stuff that's happening on this live, and all I want you to do is go back and watch it,
Okay.
because I asked you some questions in the beginning about basically who you serve and who you're supposed to be serving, and I want you to listen to who you said that you really want to serve, because you said a lot of things, and I just want you to go back and
I
listen,
will.
because
I definitely
you
will.
identified, you said a lot, of great
We're
things.
going to
Go
work
back.
together.
Yes, I'm
We're going to
here.
work together.
I'm here. But you know what? You said is you're doing God's work. I'm doing
Yes.
God's work too. And one of the things that I've already I got to the point of understanding who I am and
Mm-hmm.
how I move on the earth and my connections, and I understand them at this point. So for me, I'm showing up in different places, and I'm assisting in different
Yes.
ways, many different ways. And I understand it at this point. And it might be through an interview, like
Vessels. We're vessels.
we are completely vessels. So yes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for helping me to do my work. Okay. My work is done today. So you had a great comment on the screen that I don't want to ignore.
I can't.
Typically
I don't have
Tiffany said,
my glasses on, so
oh,
I can't see all the comments. So I'm
you
sorry,
over
you guys. I
here
haven't
trying to
said
be cute
anything.
with taking your glasses
Look,
off? Oh,
I can't
it's
see
okay. It's okay.
them.
Don't worry.
It's
Don't
only for
worry. Don't worry.
reading.
Don't worry. I wear glasses now too. And I put them to the side. I only wear them when I have to. I'm like, who made me have to wear these glasses?
I
I
actually
haven't for
like
this.
them. I do like them. I don't. But I gotta put
Girl.
them on. Look. Okay. All right. Hi, Carla. Look, all I kept seeing was just scrolls.
Well, look, since you want to read it, or you want me to read it?
I got you. Now I
Go
can
ahead.
read, guys.
Tiffany said it.
Tiffany, hello, everyone. Thank you all. Typically, Tiffany, Gigi, it's great to talk to you. She asks questions to understand you, not just to check off questions on the list. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, all that you have joined. Thank you all for being a part of this beautiful union of ours.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad you shared your story today. So, tell us a little bit more about. We spoke a little bit about the program that you offer and how you actually help people. So, go into that. Share with us, like when you're working with someone, what does it look like, and what can people expect? Anything that you want to share.
So it's, like I said, it's more customized. So you don't have to, I don't have anything that you're going to, that I can say you're going to expect. The only thing you're going to expect is change. That's the major thing that I know for sure you are going to experience, but you have to be committed, because I will not take any clients on if they're not committed to themselves.
Love it.
I'm not doing this for money. I am doing this for change. So I can make money in many different areas of my life. So this is not for that. This is for change, for people, because I see that in the 90s when I was growing up, it's like we had a lot of connections and we were growing, and it was power everywhere. And I don't
Yeah.
know what happened in the 2000s. Like,
I don't know either.
2000s got lost. So I was like, for my age group, I feel like the people before me in my age group really need to show the coming um, the coming errors, what we went through, like what we've learned. Because if once we die, it's gonna be gone. Like we're all gonna die. So I don't want anything to be left untold. So when you come in, I want you to be open minded. I want people to be open minded and want to actually live the life that you deserve. That abundance, that true feeling that you feel inside, but that ego keeps telling you, no, you don't deserve it. No, yes, you do deserve it. Inside, you do deserve it. You deserve health, wealth, friendships, love, peace, happiness.
Speak, speak.
So that's my goal for all of you, no matter which part of your area that you need assistance with. My goal is to help you with some of those areas that I have the expertise on, that I've been able to help other people with, so that you can just be free. Because we have enough bondages. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's remove these
Enough of that.
bondages. Let's remove them. Let's be free. Let's be limitless and be abundant.
Yes, absolutely. So I asked you a few questions prior
Yeah,
to us arriving here, and I asked you, well, what's something that you wish you would have done differently before, when you were starting entrepreneurship? And I'm gonna just read what you said, and if you want to elaborate, you can.
sure.
You said that you wish you would have better educated yourself with systems, and business programs, and that with options and investments, funding, branding, marketing. Oh man,
There's a
like.
lot. It was a lot because, growing up as a entrepreneur, well, as a child of an entrepreneur, my mom and my dad both owned businesses. So I only knew how to work.
Oh.
That's it. I only knew how to work the business, not scale the business, not market the business, not do all of the extra things that come along with business now. So yes, I've been learning a lot.
It's not too late,
A whole lot.
as you said earlier.
Nope,
It's never
never.
too late.
And I'm a part of multifamily movements. I'm a part of morning meetup. I'm a part of, and I know you are also, and Wall Street Trapper, his options class. I've gone into many different, Nehemiah Davis, just a lot of different people that I see are doing things productively, and they're moving, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I actually could do that. So it gave me a lot of different views on business, being a different type of entrepreneur. So yeah.
Mhm. And the crazy thing is, all of the things are the things that we need to know. We just have to take our time and learn them, little piece at a time.
Yep.
And then we can be better people, better entrepreneurs. And we can't neglect these things. Like, I mean, you grew up in the house with the parents and you knew how to move and make things happen. But what about that other part?
That other part.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that too. And me too. I'm still learning a whole lot, and we got to keep learning. So I'm going to read something else that you stated, and I asked you, what would you like to share with other entrepreneurs? So you said that if it's something in your heart that no matter what you do, it's still a burning sensation, then it's something that's your purpose to do, sent to you by our Creator. Be true to yourself first, and then the business will follow, and you will attract the frequency that you are vibrating. Find yourself a group of people that you can grow with. Get a mentor, a coach, someone who knows what they're doing that you're trying to figure out. And you also said make sure that they're going to provide you with what you need. So you are that coach to some people in regards to what you do.
I
And
am.
and so how proud of you that you are that. How proud of yourself are you that you are that coach?
um I can't even, if I say what I say, I'm gonna start crying. So I won't say. I'm extremely proud of myself because I, like my clients, never thought I could be at this point. My boyfriend passed away several years ago from an accident, And before he passed, he asked me a question. He asked me if I know anyone who is truly, genuinely happy. And I wasn't able to answer him. I didn't know not one person that was happy. However, that was my mission, to become the person, that one person that I knew that could be happy. So I wanted to be that one person. And then I was like, I'll find all the other people and I'll help other people be happy, but I got to be happy first.
Yes.
So yes,
Um,
I'm extremely happy with myself.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I also love when we started the interview that you said that I asked you a question and you said, this is how I have gotten through it. And the one thing I think most entrepreneurs need to know is that when you start to coach and assist others, you're assisting from the place of what you know, what you've learned, what you understand, and you're genuinely helping people from your own position. And that's all that we got. We don't have to be anything else to anyone but who we are, carrying on with what we know and helping the next person with what worked for us.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
And I know that's exactly what you're doing. So as people connect to you, they are getting all of you. It sounds like they're getting all of you. They're getting your experiences. They're getting, you know, the fact that you want to see them to just be the best in their future. They're getting all of that. They're getting everything that you know in the most genuine way. And I can feel that. So I'm so glad that we had this opportunity today. So your program that you run is called Turn Trauma into Triumph.
That's the online program. So I will be probably within the next month putting my wellness one online also, but the wellness I do in person at the moment.
In person. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. So where are you? You already told us, but there are some new people that just joined. So Clipper Kings, thank you for getting a badge today.
Yay.
And thank you everyone for joining. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them so that we can address your questions. So yes, where are you located?
So I am in Snellville, Georgia, outside of Atlanta. So of course the metro Atlanta area. I do a lot of my coaching online also, through Zoom, through phones, depending on what, you know, if they're not in the area. And my online name and Instagram is Elusive Herbs, and that's because I'm a vegan and I am an excellent cook.
Oh man, I meant to ask you about that stuff too, because you know I'm not really a real vegan. I'm a fake vegan, but I'm
This is what you say. You are a practicing vegan.
Oh,
you're
practicing. I'm pescatarian. I still want to eat fish and seafood.
Okay.
I'm pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Oh, flex. All right, I love it.
Look, it's not about becoming a particular thing. It's about being conscious of what you're putting in your body. So because you became a pescatarian, that means you used to eat meat, correct?
Yeah, used to. I don't want it anymore.
So,
I don't want it.
But that means that you have grown and your consciousness is growing. So as you become more aware of yourself, you'll start taking care of your body just as well as you do your mind. And it all starts working together. So it's a beautiful thing. So do not be rough on yourself. Okay. You are doing fantastic. You stopped eating meat.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. What? Woo, right? And people always say, like, they ask the craziest questions, and you know, they're like, some people are like, well, but why? And then they want to know, why do I eat other things that are similar that kind of look like meat? Or they was like, well, why do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I just don't want to actually eat the meat. So like, that's it.
I mean, and you are entitled to put whatever you want in your body. So I don't try to convert people to become vegans. My goal is to help people become conscious of what they're putting in their body. Because depending on your blood type, some people actually are supposed to eat red meat. So I'm a positive blood type, and my blood type is not supposed to eat meat. So the area of Africa that my ancestors were from, they did not have access to animals like that. So sparingly, I can eat chicken or turkey and wild caught fish. However, for my health and the earth, the animals, everything else, I became a vegan. I
Okay.
didn't. I just skipped being a vegetarian. My goal was actually to become a vegetarian, not a vegan.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. So
I just skipped vegetarian.
I do know that you're always cooking
I
some stuff and
am.
making up some things. So I want you guys to know, those of you who are watching, follow her. Please make sure you give her a follow and check out what she is posting. She is posting all sorts of things in this arena, and you can learn a lot from her. Okay, that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Thank you.
You can learn a lot. Yeah. So
I
thank you for
appreciate that
sharing
very
all of
much.
that. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you want anyone to know about you, what you're up to, what you're about to do? Take a few moments and think about that and let us know whatever you want to share. I just want to give you the floor to just open up and share anything.
So my goal is to expand, be able to not just do one-on-ones, but to be able to reach people in a greater fashion, more speaking. I do definitely want to work with younger people. I definitely want to work between high school and college areas because I believe that is the best place so that when they're 40, they don't have to try to figure this out and unlearn all the things I had to unlearn. And, that way it becomes a simpler process if you know who you are by the time you're 21 instead of trying to figure it out when you're 51. Like,
Yeah.
and then you have to
That's a
undo
lot
all
of
of,
years, isn't it, Gigi?
yes,
That's a
it's
lot
a
of years
lot of
of dealing with,
years.
of holding trauma, of holding all of these things. A lot of
A lot
years.
of years. And I can tell you, it was extremely heavy, heavy. It was not light to carry around all of that weight of pain and, and what people really don't understand, the things that we hold inside of us about someone that did something to us, it's not hurting them, it's hurting us. And then, so I heard this thing and I shared it before. If somebody cuts your arm from here to here, and you don't treat it, you don't go to the hospital to go get stitches, you're going to bleed on everyone else that did not cut you.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It was when I heard that, I was like, woo, I gotta keep that one in the I gotta keep that one in there. I gotta keep that one. That was deep. I was like, woo.
Yeah, that is deep. And it's serious, it's real, all
It
of the
is.
above.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Whew. Well, you want to patch up all the wounds and stop the bleeding, no dripping all over the place.
No.
You
And
are
then
stopping all of that.
we're gonna wear those scars. We're gonna
Right.
wear those scars
I love it.
faithfully, consistently, because there's no shame. There's no shame in any part of your life. Every single thing that you've been through created you, made you who you are, made you who you're gonna be. Like, you can't be a leader if you never fought a war. I don't know. I'm a leader, so I had to fight a lot of wars to be able to be as strong as I am. So I
Exactly.
accept it.
Golly. Yeah, that's some real talk right there. Real talk. So I'm glad that you're using all of your things from your wars, the wars that you fought, been through, and sharing that with the rest of the world. I'm glad that you have multiple ways that you can assist people. I'm glad that you're about to create something brand new. Thank you for teaching me about Sage and everyone else who's on this live today, which way to
Yes.
actually do it. And I know you're about to create something like this is exactly how you use the Sage, because we need to know. Because I'm telling you, I was seeing people and I'm like, they go like this. Is it supposed to go up and down? Is it around? Like, what are you supposed to be doing with
Look,
this sage?
look,
And like, how long do you burn
I
it?
saw a
How
lady
many
at the
minutes?
club. She was at the club saging people. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's different. But to each his own, you know? That's what I said. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Well, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot. And guess what? Let me tell you something. Nothing surprises me.
Nothing.
There's almost nothing that surprises me on this earth at this moment in time. Almost nothing. Because anything is possible.
Of course.
And you know what else? I actually love seeing these crazy things because they give me things to talk about, another story to tell. Like, I mean, I'm excited about everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the indifferent. I love all of it.
How do you know what you like if you don't know what you don't like?
True.
You got
so true. Yeah.
You got to experience all these things. Life is meant to be experienced.
Exactly. And even in business, some people have to go through a bunch of things that they're going to try before they get to the thing.
Yeah.
Because you have to see, what you need to eliminate. And that's kind of one of the things I help people with too, because at some point you think that you should get into any and everything because you hear someone, you see this, you see that, even you see other people's success, but everything isn't for you. But you can very well try it. And now you need to just go through that. And then now you're like, oh, okay, now let me move on.
Not for me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I did it.
But I help people to not do that too, because some of the things you can figure it out before you get into it.
Trust me, I did it. That's why I said what I said when you got on that question, because, trying to do things on my own, I had to figure it out.
Absolutely.
But with beautiful coaches like yourself and talented and know what they're talking about, it helps us so much more. It's the cheat code. Coaches are cheat codes.
Yes, we are. And the main thing about a coach is that we pull things out of others. That's more than we have all of the answers. We help others to see who they really are, where they are, and to make some decisions. So I know that that's exactly what you do. I'm excited about you and what you do. So, let's just make sure we completely stay connected.
Definitely.
All right. Leave us your contact info, and then we'll get ready to close the live out. Wherever you want people to contact you, leave anything that you want.
The website is www.myinnerg movement. So it's myinnergmovement.com. And on Instagram, it's Elusive Herbs or My Energy Movement. I don't really use Facebook too much, but I'm on there. But we'll just stay on IG for now.
So you have two IG pages?
I do have two IG pages. I have my personal brand one, and then I have the business one. So that I am actually going to talk to you about later on. I'm going to send you a message because I'm trying to figure out which way to do the branding the right way. So that is one of the areas that I need some assistance with.
Yeah, I was like, well, she got two pages. Okay.
So,
all right, but you did explain to us. So, I mean, a lot of people start with this personal page and then you figure out, I got to have a business. So, yeah, we can definitely chat about that. And, there's a way to make it all work.
Exactly. So that's what.
Look, I say this, you are who you are and you take you everywhere you go. That's what I say. So, look, let's just get this, pull it all together and make people understand what's happening.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Well, thank you. It has been such a pleasure. You know what? You did not state your name, Gigi, like whatever you want them to know. And you said your pages. Yeah, just whatever else. I want you to just be so clear so they know who the heck they are listening to right now.
I go by Gigi, and of course now I am a goddess. So I go by Goddess G also. My name is Glenis, so they're all G's, and they're the number 7, which means that I am in tune and on my path. So everything that I do is constantly with the number 7. So that is who I am. Please check me out on Elusive Herbs on IG or my webpage, myenergymovement.com. Thank you all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You know why I had you to say that? Because we can grab a whole clip of everything together. I felt like when you said your IG before, it wasn't your name. I wanted all of that together because that's a clip. I'll be talking about the social media stuff. So
you know what you're doing.
That was why I did that.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I trust the process.
little strategic there. So thank you again. If you guys are hearing your finger works, just click above there and give her a quick follow before we close out. Stay connected to her. She's amazing, and she just may change your life or someone else that you know. If it's not for you, use the 6 degrees of separation and click the little arrow that's right here on Instagram, either now or after this is closed out. You can still share this live with someone that you believe needs to be in touch with her. So Gigi is located in the Atlanta area, and she does work in person, and she also has online programs as well. So I thank you again. We're officially closing out. You guys
Thank
can watch
you.
this on Entrepreneur Speak with Tomeka James. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You have a great one too. Bye now. All right. So we're going to close it out. Bye, guys.